All right. So, here we are today, and just moving forward. Actually, not even forward, because time is non-linear, and like when you wake up to that, like the concept of tenant comes into play, because if you look at the anagram tenant, like it's the same forward as it is backwards, and they also flip it right side and upside down when they see it. And then, like, because once you get past a certain point, um, you in conquering time, which is conquering yourself. That's part of the teachings of the enlightened ones in ascension, is conquering yourself. And the way you do that is by, like, going inward, doing the shadow work, doing the inward shadow work, because there is an inside and an outside to reality. It's just not outside, and then once you can operate from more of an esoteric philosophy, like you do get a much more broader perspective of life. And that's what I'm, part of my mission in endeavoring people to do, is being able to go inward and the esoteric adventure, the immaterial adventure, as opposed to the physical world, because what is that actually, people, the elite and all that, actually they will, the physical means and taking over the physical world is what they're doing, but like you can actually take over the inner world, and you will be doing much more than conquering physical means. So just, like every day, this has been what I've actually wanted to do, is to go to sleep, be dreaming every night of extraordinary experiences, waking up, learning about the mysteries, and then teaching them. So with anybody with the ears to hear, they will hear a message that has been passed on through ages, and is has always been relevant, but is definitely becoming more relevant as we get further into time here, because we are in the age of disclosure, and there are friends in higher places that have left behind signs, symbols, teachings, containing secrets and mysteries for the worthy seekers to find and then understand, because once you illumination is, leads to understanding, and understanding leads to power, and power leads to the ability for you to make things happen and make your dreams come true. And that comes through the restoration of divinity. So here we go. I'm gonna read, from a random part in the book today, because that's fun to do. Because when you do the random part, it actually, it turns out to be like what you needed to hear. So In servicing others, I will tell you a great truth. You will never make them happy, no matter what you do, no matter how you live, because their happiness is not in you. It is in them. And they are going to live and do whatever they want to do that brings them that happiness, and that is what they should do. To be in service to others is to live your life. Love who you are adamantly, and living it to so that which you be is a light unto the world, if it wishes to look, and leaving them alone to allow them to look. That is how you can be of service, by not being them, but by being who you are. Teachers have come and gone on this plane, some wonderfully famous and some forgettable, and some unforgettable. It really hasn't caused much of a difference because everyone has lived how they wanted to in the first place. Infinite wisdom entity knows that. So what do? You love them immensely for the freedom that they express. No matter if they hate you, love them for expressing the will to do that. They are gods that are doing that. As long as you can love them in every phase of their being, that allows you the strength to love yourself in every phase of your being. And how grand of an entity be you that does that. Simply being who you are is enough. Consider yourself above everyone else and anything else, always first. The most pious creatures on this plane will say, "Behold, entity, that is called selfishness." Indeed it is, and be glad that it is, for when one is selfish enough to ask self first and to love self first, then one has the capacity to help and love everyone else, for then he knows what love is. Loving God first is loving self first. Be kind enough to yourself, always. That is an example everyone needs to learn from. Everyone wishes to make the world happy, when the world would be quite happy when you leave it alone. The greatest contribution that you can make is to be this wondrous entity that loves that which you be. What greater gift is there to see one singular entity in this wondrous place called humanity expressing how they are? They become a light and an example to others, but only those who wish to see. Loving Master, and I use this exalted term to which the basis is called love of God, is loving oneself enough to allow oneself the privilege to do what brings it happiness. It is what nurtures self, then with the same great wondrous enlightenment and wisdom to allow the world to do whatever it wishes to do. Even if they were all to despise you, to love it enough to give it the freedom to do that. That is called love. That is called God. Love yourself to where you are an example. Who cares if anyone watches? 'Tis your life entity, 'tis your virtue. There is not one here that would give up their life for you. So why should you make them happy? You make yourself happy, and in that process, your light indeed will be a light to the rest of the world. Everyone wishes to save this place, but the saving grace of this place is for everyone to leave it alone. Master, the world doesn't need any help. It doesn't want it. That is free will that equivocates active God. They are getting everything they want precisely by not wanting any more than they want. Never help anyone, Master, because they will never appreciate it. They really do not care. You will teach them now, and they will forget it tomorrow, and you shall be the one that is hurt by it. Those are gods. That is the way they are. Now for you to learn would be the greatest. Then teach by doing in your own life. The whole of humanity learns by observation and its free will by watching you demonstrate this remarkable feat. Though it really isn't, helps the world in an unslaving manner. Teachers entity who wish to go after mankind to help it are the greatest enslavers of all. All right, so I'm just gonna clear that up because I know some people are gonna have questions about that because they're gonna be like, oh, it's contradicting yourself. You said don't help people, but help, serving others. And what Ramtha is saying is that, like, don't feel like you have to help the world out. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like you have to be in service to others, because that's a good thing to do, but it's your choice. But you don't even have to do that. Like, you don't have to do that to get into the pearly gates. You just got to love yourself. And that's what this whole lesson is about, because I've actually learned personally that you can do things for other people and stuff, and it will help them. They may be appreciative of it, but a lot of the world's sickness is people doing things for other people and then not, like, receiving the proper appreciation or what they think they should get for it. And that's kind of what that's actually exactly what Ramtha's talking about here, because as a human being, I've experienced that. You think you're doing stuff, you want to help the world out, but then you get all pissed off because you're doing all this stuff to help the world, and it doesn't seem like it's making the change that you want it to, or that it's or people are appreciative of what you're doing, and that can lead to frustration and misunderstanding of what's going on, and then you can be projecting anger and frustration on people that they don't deserve because they didn't do anything. Except for the people that, like, deliberately hurt you, you definitely shouldn't be turning a cheek to that too, because there's a reason why the church says turn your cheek. If you're spit on, turn the cheek. It's like, no, actually, fuck that. If I'm spit on, I'm fucking someone up. And that's how they've been able to keep people from rising up, is by that little quote right there. You know what I'm saying? Because human beings have enough, like, inbuilt morality to know what's right and wrong, and we don't need an authority to really tell us what to do, or actually enforce, like, laws and things and stuff like that on us too. So that's just, like, getting this, and this is actually perfect for me today, because just like right now, it's sometimes in life you're around situations where you feel like you're putting in a lot, but maybe the environment isn't acknowledging the amount of work that you put in. But I even heard too, it doesn't matter how much is changing on the outside, it just matters how much you're changing on the inside. And that, like, certain situations, if they happen in your life, the way that you changed to handling those situations is what matters. Because if you can look at yourself and be like, something that happened to you before that made you just want to go into a rage and just start, like, killing everybody, and just being frustrated and angry, which is what we all deal with, and you were able to transmute that and not feel the same way, that is definitely what it's all about. So you never teach anyone anything unless they ask. Asking permits the encouragement to know. If you teach without them asking, you are not teaching. You are enslaving. And that is not for you to do. People do what they want to do, whatever that is. People believe in whatever they want to believe in. That is all right. There's nothing wrong with that. For who is to determine that theirs is not the truth? The truth is, everything is the truth. How do you help anyone? When they ask, then you speak it from the Lord God of your being. You will tell them this is only what you believe and have found to be a truth within your own being. And when you are finished, tell them to do what it is as they please, that they are not regulated by your likes and dislikes to adhere to what you have just told them. Then you are loving them and allowing them to choose. To expand yourself, kind master, that you may love and understand and be a helping aid to others, is to first be that to yourself, that you understand what it means to love and serve others. Love and understand yourself, master, without price, without, as it were, bargaining. When you do that with yourself, then you have expanded the realization of that effort and of that thought into a greater concept that becomes a permanent reality within your being. And when it is done there, master, then it is understood more perfectly and can thus be applied unto others. Others are drawn to us according to our light. None come unto us haphazardly, as it is so termed. All come unto us for reasons. When you have expanded yourself, master, through kindness and understanding, not through complexities of intellect, but through the simplicity of our own beauty, and give unto yourself endlessly, master, you will draw unto you those that can be taught simply. Oh, that is such a good lesson, because it just says, you know, that lesson was love yourself, being an example of self-love. And just, I understand this whole teaching because, you know, like once you love yourself, you know, others are drawn to you according to your light. And if you're loving yourself, you know, you're going to draw into you like the vibrations that you're putting forth. And then the vibrations that are not vibrationally frequent in you will fall away from you. And that is actually for your greater good. And you know, just being able to, like the Jedi said, let go of everything you fear to lose, because you know, most people are hanging on to the past and to things that because it's a habit for them to act on. People are comfortable with habits, but when you start to get into change, and you're doing your work, which is shadow work, like things are going to be faced up for you to face, and it's going to make confusion, frustration, chaos, all of that stuff. But you have to identify what that is, and you have to deal with it, understand it, and look at it from a different perspective, a higher perspective than you're seeing it. And that will allow you to handle what you have to, and then move on from whatever it is that's holding you back there. And that is the purpose of shadow work. And in ninjutsu, shadow work is definitely something that you do. And that's why in my martial art, Osirian ninjutsu, it is the art of conquering yourself, which is the greatest endeavor that you can take on. So I created my own personal system called Osirian ninjutsu, which obviously has to do with the light and the darkness. And that idea has led me to where I am today. Because I had that idea is what came to me as my destiny when I woke up. And so then I was able to free myself to actually fulfill that destiny, by creating time, my own time, that I could use to create my dream and fill my dream. Because most people, you'll ask them, they don't feel like they have the time or whatever to fulfill their dream, and that's because they're doing what they don't want to do or think they have to do, because they don't know what to do with their time. But like, if you knew what to do with your time, if you knew your purpose, you would then your time would be allotted to fulfilling your purpose, which everybody has an individual purpose, and that individual purpose is actually what you want it to be. That's what the dream is. So the goal is to get everybody aligned with their purpose again and their divinity, which the old system, the old world order, based on Abrahamism, free market Zionist capitalism, and political systems of democracy and monarchy, definitely were not for freeing people and giving people purpose and meaning in life. That's why we are where we are right now, and people are either they are the Ignavi, which the Illuminati call the people that are just kind of doing it every day. They're just on autopilot program. They're not going to make any contribution to the dark or the light, and that's most of the people. Then there's the dark side, which are the elite that are enslaving everybody, trying to control everybody's minds so that they can't create thought, their own thought. That's the purpose of all of the mind control, is so that you're doing their will. But I was able to break past that and break past the demiurge, like through all the years of meditation practice and focusing and stuff. I was able to break through and actually, through my liberation and the freedom of actually being able to create my destiny, which is Osirian ninjutsu, which is conquering yourself, and which is the purpose of the hero's journey. The whole path to becoming the master of two worlds, and then being able to get having the freedom to live, and then being able to give other people the freedom to live. So I'm definitely living that out. So I've been going over the manifestos, and I went over the manifesto of meritocracy last time, explaining explaining how we have to replace democracy, because that's what the problem is. Because as long as there's Republican and Democrat, they're just going to keep fighting. The people are just going to keep deciding either one or the other, which both of them actually serve the interest of the elite. So either way, nothing is going to change. Whoever gets voted in. So that's why a new party and a new governmental system has to be instilled, because democracy is not working, and that's what the people of America need to know, and the world. So we're actually going to see democracy fall right now, because right now, there are things being done in politics where it's leading to definitely some contention and some strife, and people waking up to what plutocratic oligarchy looks like. So that's actually factually happening. You can't really deny that. So this is going to lead to the people rising up against plutocrats and oligarchs, but it's not through the Liberal Party, the Democratic Party, that's going to be able to be done through. There are because that's just been wokeized, and it can't. But both these parties are going to fall. The Democrats are going to fall because it's all woke, and the power is not there. Republicans are going to fall because all the people are actually waking up to the problem, which is the billionaires and the trillionaires and the oligarchs that are controlling the world, the 1%. These are the ones that make up the 1%. So this is the Great Awakening, and what's gonna be the inevitable result of this after this term is done, because right now I could talk politics, but I'm not even going to do that. But what the current regime is doing is definitely getting the world like not to like us very much. So that's that's what the result of having certain people in positions of power. But it's all going to get straightened out, because the people actually are the ones with the power. But that's what they never wanted the people to know. Yeah, I'm looking to empower people with my work. That's what I'm looking to do. So the Manifesto of Social Capitalism, a new system for a new humanity. The age of broken systems ends here. We live in the ruins of obsolete ideologies. Capitalism has become a casino for billionaires, where profit trumps people and corporations act as gods. Socialism has too often developed into inefficient bureaucracy, stifling innovation and individual excellence. Democracy, hijacked by lobbyists and demagogues, has become a marketplace of manipulation. The current world order is a lie. It serves the few, not the many. It exalts money over merit and chaos over coherence. We say enough. What is social capitalism? Social capitalism is the synthesis of individual liberty and collective good. It is the elevation of rational economics, scientific governance, and ethical structure. It declares The free market is not free unless it serves all. The state is not strong unless it empowers individuals. The individual is not sovereign unless society is just. Social capitalism is capitalism with a soul. It is socialism with a brain. It is meritocracy with a heart. The 4 pillars of social capitalism. Merit over money. Replace nepotism, privilege, and plutocracy with earned leadership. Establish 100% inheritance tax above wealth threshold to fund world-class public services. Reward talent, innovation, and service, not hoarding, speculation, or manipulation. Smart state, empowered people. A state that intervenes intelligently, not oppressively. Invest in universal education, healthcare, housing, and infrastructure. Use evidence-based policy, AI-driven optimization, and transparent data to govern efficiently. Ethical markets. Capitalism must serve human flourishing and ecological sustainability. Ban exploitative practices. Enforce ethical labor, green energy, and corporate accountability. Encourage cooperative ownership, employee profit sharing, and social entrepreneurship. Equal start, equal potential, infinite potential. Every child must begin life with access to the tools of excellence, nutrition, education, safety, and opportunity. No child left behind due to poverty, race, or geography. Let the race begin only when all are at the same starting line. The end of the power elite. The age of oligarchs, tech lords, religious tyrants, and dynastic families is over. We will dismantle the mechanisms of elite control, rigged elections, captured media, shadow banking, expose and end the corruption of both left and right, redistribute power and opportunity, not throughout handouts, but through systems of justice and design. The future is designed. Social capitalism is not utopian fantasy. It is design reality. A world engineered by philosopher economists, system thinkers, rational leaders, and ethical innovators. We envision cities run on logic, energy, and human well-being. Governance as a science, not a spectacle. A civilization of minds, not mobs. The revolution of rational compassion. We are not left-wing or right-wing. We are forward-wing. We do not seek power for its own sake, but to redesign the system so power itself becomes obsolete. This is the revolution of rational compassion. It is not a protest, it is a blueprint. Not chaos, design. Join us. The future needs architects. We are the builders of a new world. If you believe that no child should starve while billionaires build rockets to nowhere, that intelligence must replace ideology, that humanity deserves more than survival, it deserves ascension, then you are already one of us. We are the social capitalists. We design the future. We serve reason and justice. We are the new vanguard of civilization. We are the Illuminati. Yeah, so that is what social capitalism is all about. And, once people could learn about this, we would be demanding it over free market Zionist capitalism, because that, and that's the other thing between 100% inheritance tax is part of a meritocracy, and that's the one people thing that people don't like to hear is the 100% inheritance tax. Is because they're like, oh well, I can't bring in my stuff, I can't pass my stuff down, and the state will inherit it. Yes, it will, but the state will be ran by people of the greatest merit, and those assets and all that stuff will be distributed for the common good of the society. And this is what a Star Trek civilization looks like, and this is what a New World Order actually looks like, which the elite tainted the Illuminati in a New World Order so that no one would actually know that a New World Order is a Star Trek society, and all that we have to do is know that knowledge, because if people were like New World Order, Star Trek society, new civilization, new economics, new everything, like that would catch fast. That should be actually the most viral topic ever. Actually, New World Order should be the most viral topic ever, and actually a lot of people look at it because they learn about the New World Order that actually is the globalist agenda, which actually isn't new at all. It's something that's been being carried out in perpetuity, and they took the term New World Order and enlightened ones to actually keep people from being able to create something new and knowing the people that are doing it. And this is all reason and logic, which the Illuminati are the holders of, and the religion of reason and logic, the world's only logos religion, which is the secret religion of illumination. So, it's just like I am not going to stop until, every person that I know, every person in the world is illuminated, because like once you see this, you see that you know what you need to see to change everything forever. And then it becomes your sacred cause. So definitely, if you want to change the world, then you should definitely be taking the path of the enlightened ones, because they are talking about people with world historic destinies and stuff like that. The people of this time that they're asking, like, who are you going to be when the revolution takes place? What are you going to know? What world historic actions are you going to be taking when the revolution happens, which it's happening right now. And I know whose side I am on, because I'm not an Abrahamist, I'm not a Jew, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a Christian, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to side with any of those religions, you know what I'm saying? Because you got billions of people that are, like, they will die, you know what I'm saying? They will die. Even if you showed them the truth in front of their eyes, they would still die and call it what you knew as blasphemous. Until they see a certain amount of people, jumping ship. Then there's you got all the free market Zionist capitalism, which is the 1% elite, which they do not want a different system. They want to keep the free market Zionist capitalism, which America is ran by. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the free market doesn't even actually really adhere to everybody. It only adheres to the rich and the elite. You know what I'm saying? So it's not free. That's why social capitalism does away with that, because it doesn't allow people to get a certain amount of money, but or hoard all the wealth. And then it's not communism, because the people with merit will earn more, but they won't be able to rack everything the fuck up, and there'll be a limit, because who needs more than $1 million? Who needs more than like, do you have $1 million? How many millionaires do I got here watching this? Like, probably definitely none. So, but if everybody had basic income and stuff, and then they were able to make money based on their merits, you know what I'm saying, what they were contributing, that would be the ultimate system. And so that's what the enlightened ones, that's actually the system that they are running by, and they are advanced. They are past this shit. So it'd definitely be good to listen. So there's infinite stuff that I have to talk about, that I could so there really is no like time, rush for time on videos and stuff and all that. So because I'm in the null zone, I'm in the zone, and there is no doubt in my mind about that. This is what is coming. And the most important part and thing to do is just keep doing what you love, creating and stuff in this enslavement system. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep, you have to make money right now. Keep doing that to survive, but let it be known that there are our friends in higher places that have wiped these people the fuck out so that we can be free. So just keep the hope alive, and you will see very soon what I am talking about, because the great intimidation is happening now, and it wouldn't be happening if the billionaires and millionaires and the military and political systems were in control, because they're not in control. God is in control, like the real God, not the Abrahamic God. It's the real God. So connect to that and keep bringing that in, because that is the key to bringing this in. Because even the enlightened ones say, and they're like, we have to get past our shit here, our difficulties, all that stuff. It's up to us. And then the more we get past it, the faster and sooner the new reality will come in, because we have been made very strong by everything that has happened in our history. And now it's time for our liberation and our ascension and our union with we'll just say civilizations that are beyond ours. So, all right, that's it for today. Until next time.